YouTube, it is I, Banded Wendy, on Tuesday, the 20th of September, 2011. Hello. This is my weekly update. I've had my week so confused. I know. How do I keep them organized? I have a notebook. Long story, if I don't have the notebook with me, I speak and I don't know what I'm talking about. Regardless, this is week 130 post-op. LapBand, and it is week 62 maintenance. So officially on Friday, 9/23, I will be 2.5 years post-op exactly from my LapBand surgery. I started out at 244.6 pounds. My original goal was to lose 99 pounds and arrive at 145.6. It took me about 68 weeks to do that. And for you newbies out there, let's just divide 99 divided by 68. On average, I lost 1.4 to 1.5 pounds per week. So I was a slow loser. Granted, I did not have a ton of weight to lose, but I still had to lose 99 pounds, right? So that's close to a ton. So there's nothing wrong with being a slow loser, in my opinion. And I lived at that goal, 145.6, for just about a year. And during that year, I contemplated going a little bit further, lower, due to wanting the bounce room. So that I'm a person who lives by the number. I want that number to stay the same. So I was always working to stay the same. And so earlier this year, in around July timeframe, June or July, I decided to drop that weight to 138 to create my bounce room, or my lifestyle, lifetime healthy maintenance range for me. So I did that. I met the goal of 138 in August of 2011. I met the first goal in July of 2010. And I've taken on the concept that I don't have to report my weight because I'm just living it. And there's a lot of issues around that for me, which I've mentioned in previous videos, and not really focusing on being in the lowest number of that range. That's why there's a range. So it's working very, very well. I'm here to report this week. I'm still living in my lifestyle, lifetime maintenance range. The lowest I've seen is 135 pounds, which is my final breaking point. I will not go lower than that. And the highest I've seen is 143. So I'm really happy with that. My body seems to like between 140 and 142. That's okay with me. On 145.6, I would put a question mark. Even though I've given myself the range to 148, I like being below 145.6, and I like being below 140, to be quite honest. But it's working out well. I feel really great about it. I do stand on the scale every day. I do take a picture of it every day. I do write it on my calendar here at work every day. My assistant and I talk about weight loss and weight all day long, and we always talk about my day. So I'm very aware of it, and I think that's a real key for me, is to be aware. In my past life, when I stopped weighing, didn't stand on the scale, didn't track my food, didn't care about my water, didn't get my exercise in, when I just wasn't doing anything, that's how I got fat. So I like to be aware, but there's a healthy level of awareness. And it's really great not to be trying to get to a certain number. It's nice to have a range. Most of the time I stay at the same weight for a couple of days, and then it'll go up, it'll go down, then it'll go back up, and then it'll go back down. So I do, this whole journey since I've been a daily weigher and tracking it on my calendar, I have seen the many patterns that come with this weight loss or maintenance. So I'm getting really settled into not having any stress about it. So that's a huge victory for me in this journey. What else? So it's really, I'm living my dream, I feel great, I'm fit, I'm skinny, I'm strong, I'm healthy, I'm my size, I'm starting to actually realize my size. And I think that's another component of this journey that we don't all talk about often, but I think it takes as long to process who you've become, what your shape is, what your size is, how small you actually are compared to your past life. I think it takes as long to process that as it does to lose the weight. That's my personal opinion. And in some situations, it could take a lifetime. I've seen people who still don't realize their size 9 years later, So it's a process. We have to work on it. And that's why these videos are so important to me. And that's why I take pictures of myself every time I get a chance, because I want to learn to know who I am and see who I am. So highly advise that y'all snap pictures. I've talked about it before. I totally forgot to weigh in on Sunday, being a daily weigher. And when I did realize that I didn't weigh in, it was kind of like, it doesn't matter. I'm going to weigh in tomorrow. I weighed in yesterday. Nothing has changed. And I love that. So I really feel like I'm living the dream. With that said, non-scale victory. I went shopping over the weekend. I tried on a size 0. And if I have the chance, I will put the dress in here. The Gap has been where I did all my sizing through my journey. I highly recommend that as well. I've talked about that before. Find a retail store that's easy for you to get to, that's affordable, that you like, that you can go through and start at a certain size and work your way down. And use the same fit, same cut, same style. I used jeans for the longest time at the Gap. And now, I shop everywhere, but that was a really great indicator for me to see my transition of my body, my transformation. So, size 0. I wanted to be a 10. I still have the notebook where I wrote out my size goals. My goal was to be a 10. And the stretch goal was to be an 8. So 0, and I never had a goal to be a 0. It just fit. I shared that with my husband. He's like, is that a goal? To be a 0? Is that a size? I hear they have double zeros and negative zeros. But that made me think, and it made me think about what my real size goal was a 10 and maybe an 8. So there's the connection mentally there also. Be prepared that as you go through this journey, that you may break through your own size goals before hitting your weight loss goals. And that's all going to be a part of your journey. So I just want to highlight that here. And I highly recommend that you set up some size goals as you go through the journey, so that when you hit those size goals, those are non-scale victories. And I know a lot of people who go and they'll buy a size smaller than they currently wear, and they keep putting them on to measure their success as they work to get there, and not just the scale success. So the non-scale victories are plentiful. That was a really good one. Membership of the LA Athletic Club. It's pretty much all men in there. And walking around in my bathing suit on Friday night to get my swim on, I felt so confident, I haven't felt that confident in a bathing suit in front of so many men that I've never known, at the LA Athletic Club for that matter. The confidence was just beaming from me, I felt great, so that's pretty cool. So I'm feeling really good. Also, I had some realizations this week about, and they're not truly new realizations, but reminders I put in place because I just came off this triathlon training, and I'm gearing up for 2 half marathons, and in November I start my full push for my LA 26.2 full marathon. So, I'm doing this gladiator thing in 10 weeks. It's a 6 mile run, 10K. I can bang that out no problem. So I kind of have a little bit of a buffer right now between now and the first half marathon. And it's like 2 weeks buffer. Before I became this long distance runner and this triathlete person, I just wanted to work out 30 minutes a day, follow the weight loss surgery rule to success, and that would be my lifestyle. And I did that for a year and a half before I started doing P90X and getting crazy, taking it to the next level. And it still comes back to me. It circles back to me. That's all a lot of work. Doing doubles with P90X. Training for a triathlon, training for a half marathon, training for a marathon. Really playing the physical game takes time, energy, self-love, effort, and discipline. And all which I needed to work on, and they all support my journey, weight loss surgery journey. But how sustainable is that for my lifetime? Question mark. I don't know. So being somewhat of a perfectionist, I have to find that balance, and that's something I'm definitely working towards. And part of that balance for me is my lifestyle fitness. And lifestyle fitness is exactly that. If I can be, in the gym 5 days a week for 40 minutes to an hour and 15 minutes, and get my sweat on with a great run, get a swim in, get a bike in, get some yoga in, some strength training in. Those are the things that I know work for me. And doing those will be my lifestyle. And that is something I'm creating and developing and organizing. And I had a plan. I realized while doing the half marathon training and the P90X and the triathlon training is, in order for me to incorporate all those various exercises, I have to have a plan. So I wrote out a 3-week plan for myself yesterday of what I'm going to do. Otherwise, I automatically just want to go run. And running is great, but I've learned that cross-training is really where it's at, and that's part of giving the body certain muscles a rest and utilizing other muscles, and then I get just even stronger and have more endurance, more stamina. So I highly recommend incorporating more than just one exercise into your routine to get overall body strength, conditioning, and fitness level higher. So that's exciting. I'm working on that. I'll keep sharing it. Now, here's the big thing. I guess I'll just make another video. So that's my weekly update. Band is really tight. I'm going to make a video about where I'm at with the band. Part of me is like living through LapBand paranoia, and the other part is moody band blues. So stay tuned for that. And thanks for watching. I appreciate all your support, your love, your videos. Keep rocking it. Another week down, another to go, right? Take care. Bye. Oh, I'm going to be in Seattle. Come to Seattle on Thursday. I'm going to be there till Sunday. I have limited time, but I do have time, so if there's anybody in Seattle who wants to meet me at Starbucks, I'll be there. All right, just send me a message here, and we'll try to hook up. All right.